What's the Not Your Finest Hour podcast? What is that all? I mean, I've heard stories.
Not Our Finest Hour podcast. One I'll have to check out one of these days when I get a minute to listen to it. I've been told it's not for everyone. I don't know. It's just the general reviews I hear on it, but it has been getting really good reviews.
And I've never personally listened to it, but I have heard it's not for everyone.
I listened to the Not Our Finest Hour podcast. Just great podcast. I've really enjoyed that.
I'm not endorsing anything. From what I said, from what Caleb told me, he said don't endorse anything unless you listen to it first.
I do once in a while listen in, and it's a lot of fun. But I do got to be careful. It is not for everyone.
Caleb Allman is always dropping notes that it's one of the most value-added shows out there.
Of course, through all the Not Our Finest Hour, you guys poking fun at so much different stuff is absolutely killer.
I don't feel any oppression tonight. In fact, I feel very free. The Not Our Finest Hour podcast. Thanks for being here.
Welcome to the beginning of the podcast, where it is Tuesday, and I'm going on holidays next week. So I'm trying to build a schedule a week ahead of time.
How's that going for you?
Pretty good. We're hauling hay off this. There's this place where we haul this hay. It's like the fourth time this year we've hauled this hay.
What kind of environmental documentation do you have to haul hay?
I don't have it. I don't know if you need it. We're filling out the standard Doug Ford haulage records for the hay. We've been filling them out since, on the standard haulage records, it does say compost. So we just fill it out as compost. Is it compost? I don't know. It's dirty hay.
Dirty hay.
Yeah. This will be the fourth time this year we've hauled the dirty hay out of this place.
That sounds like good business for you.
So every time we've hauled the hay out of this place, I've had to deal with a different person. So I was saying to Christy today, I think we've reached the final boss of the hay hauling. Like, we've been through all the other bosses, we've gone through the levels. I feel like this guy that we're dealing with now is actually the final boss of hay hauling. Because he said, I feel like we need to set something up on a permanent basis hauling this hay. Because before we were only hauling the hay out of one location, now there's a double location for hay hauling. And people will laugh at the hauling of the hay. But I think that we might tip over the $75,000 mark on hauling hay this year.
Let them laugh for $75,000.
Yeah.
It's light on the trucks.
It's super light on the trucks. It burns no fuel.
If it's not an environmental thing, I think you're laughing.
I think I'm laughing if it is. I don't know any better right now. So someone we get pulled over, I can plead ignorance. Yeah. I can plead ignorance to almost anything. I'm not that brave. So, I mean, you have to be intelligent to not plead ignorance. So I just plead ignorance. I honestly, on the haulage sheets, it says compost. It is compost, so I don't know.
Yeah.
And it's all going in a dump truck. So we have the hay hauling job for 3 or 4 days. That's set up.
Do the drivers complain about the smell of the hay?
No, it doesn't really smell.
Oh, so it's not like hay and shit. Like,
it is hay and shit.
They put the hay on the shit to clean up the shit.
I don't know what they do. The only part of it I see is little cars constantly driving. Because while you're hauling away the hay, there's more little cars coming in, dumping more hay.
Little cars?
Like little Kubota cars.
Little.
Whatever the fuck they're called, RTVs, or I don't know what those things. They have a little car with the dumper box on it. And you wonder, what the fuck would someone ever dump out of that little car? Hay. Hay is what the fuck they would dump out of that little car. A lot of hay. And then we load it into trucks and we haul the hay away. Now, we haul the hay to another farm and dump it, and they spread the hay in a field as fertilizer or something. I don't know why they want it, but So really, we're just part of the farming community. I'm just trying to help people and grow food.
Hmm.
That's what I'm all about, helping people. I always have been. Strictly about helping people.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Um, I'm about to help someone finish their season working for me right now.
is this the person you're hiring at the end of the year?
No, no, this fucking worker wants his layoff at the beginning of November. So,
Has he been with you for a long time?
2 years.
So now he's like, this really important month where you're trying to like keep the overhead flowing for the whole season. I don't want to work anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. We've got some shit. So,
Has he got an ankle monitor?
no, no,
And he don't got no shit really.
no. Well, he might, but
Tell him to get his fucking ass to work. If you don't have an ankle monitor, get your fucking ass to work.
yeah. Well,
That's the bar now in landscaping. The bar in landscaping is you interview in shorts and sandals so you can check for ankle monitors. And if someone has one, someone doesn't have one, you work the whole fucking season.
yeah.
Are you going to accommodate this, or are you not worried that a bunch of other people might ask for early layoff and really fuck you?
No, there's no more early layoff. This guy is gone, but he is never coming back. Like, you put me in this situation, you will never have a job with me again. Because
Fair.
it's fucking crunch time and you are dropping the reins. Like you're completely fucking off. Now
You
you're
should
fucking with
hire that God guy back. What was that guy? The God guy?
the sod guy.
God guy, the God guy. There was some guy that called you that worked for you for a couple weeks and was looking for a job. That was last week.
Oh, the religious guy.
Yeah, the God guy.
Oh, the God. I can't you're all muffled this week.
Oh shit. Fuck.
The mic just popped out. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I guess I could if in a pinch.
Who's the God guy?
The homophobic one.
Oh, okay. Gotcha,
Uh,
gotcha.
right. So
The God
yeah,
guy.
I don't know.
Is that better?
No.
No, it's about the same.
I don't know. Fucking headsets and computers and technology.
Sounds
Yeah.
like we're back to the where we started with the very first episode.
Really? I'm
Yes.
talking into the microphone. Maybe the microphone doesn't work.
I think I'm gonna mail you a microphone.
This is
We
a brand new microphone that Kelly got me for my birthday.
we need to get you a laptop, I guess. No, now we can't even hear you. Shoot.
This thing, the internal microphone array. The fuck is that?
We can hear you, but internal microphone array? I don't have that.
So fucking done with computers. Same system as internal microphone. Is this one working any better?
No.
No.
Great. Fucking awesome. If I drag the computer closer to me, it'll sound fucking better.
Um, we picked up a big wall to finish the year.
Nice.
$180,000 at Amazon in town.
Ooh.
So we don't even have an Amazon, but we're getting one and it needs a wall.
Is it a distribution center?
Yeah,
Okay.
Is this working better now?
I think so.
a little bit.
Yeah. So I plugged these things in. I actually plugged it in all the way, and I feel like it's working.
It sounds a little bit better.
Mm, great. Perfect.
Nice. When do you start that, Chad?
Yesterday.
Oh,
No, it's I said, well, we're gonna have to order the product, and that'll take a couple of weeks. Trying to push it back and stuff so I can finish off some of my other stuff.
yeah.
And So yeah, I went from not a lot of grande wall this year to close to 200 grand of it to put in. So
Nice.
yeah, yeah, it'll be a good way to finish the year. I feel like of anything, you can build walls a little later than you can lay
Yeah.
papers. So
Do you guys prefer the walls or the interlock?
I think I like walls better.
Yeah,
I would rather build walls. Is the
Yeah.
microphone working better now?
still the same.
Fucking
I like drinking
motherfucker.
water.
What does this switch even do then? Like, what the fuck is the point of it?
It sounds better than before, but it's still the same since you did something.
I know, but there's an on-off switch, and it doesn't matter what the fuck position it's in. The microphone works the same way. What the fuck is the point of that?
The false switch.
I don't know. It doesn't tell you in the instructions whether green or red is the on or off. I'm assuming red would be off. This is a gaming headset.
Nice.
Listening at high volume may affect your hearing. Try to take a break between each session. Anyways, we're building a grande wall time.
Yes. Well, I'm not right now, but I will be. Jack priced it for us. So if Jack's
Yeah.
numbers are good, then we'll be in the money.
Same day that your guy asked to get laid off.
No, we got the wall a couple days ago.
Oh, okay.
Maybe towards the end of last week or something, but um yeah, now I'm caught in a weird place between do we charge hard into everything that we have left, or do we sort of piddle into it and make it last for the season? So,
When do you plan on ending the season?
end of December, mid-December, I think, which seems far away, but it's really not. It's like a month and a week. It's 5 weeks,
Yeah.
right? So,
I'm hoping I've been trying to build our own, like we have our own dump site now, but I want to set it up the way I want it, and I just keep ending up with too much work. So I'm gonna finish the work we have, and then maybe for a week in December we'll set up the dump site.
that's smart. I wanted to build bins at the end of my season, like big mafia block bins and stuff, but I don't know if we'll get there. I feel like it's gonna snow before we get there. This time of the year gets depressing for me because I can just I quantify how much money I'm able to make in the remaining weeks, and there's no more money after that amount of money,
Right.
and that is one of the most depressing things. Like if you can only make $200,000 more in the next 5 weeks, there's no more money after that for months.
You should start snowplowing.
No. If I wanted to watch my money go down even faster, I would start snowplowing. I don't believe there's money in snowplowing.
Every year we get called for something.
In the winter, like
Yeah.
landscape work?
Every single year we get called for some kind of weird construction thing.
Yeah, we have Riverstone work to do in the winter inside of another retirement home. So we'll be able to do that. Shit like that. Before the walls go up for the retirement home, you have to put the Riverstone in the courtyards,
Mm.
that type of thing. And maybe we'll be working in January. That's happened before.
Yeah, if it snows, we have lots of snow to move. So I'm gonna hope for the best with snow. Last year that didn't fucking pan out at all.
Should have went south.
Hopefully this year the snow pans out. That would be, I don't, so this like, microphone thing is saying that if I'm using my desktop computer, I need to use my Y adapter. And the Y adapter goes to two different cords, but where the fuck do you plug the two cords in? I don't understand that part.
Hmm.
Can you just plug one of them in?
You think one would work? I can try it.
Y
Try it.
adapter is for 2, so yeah, you should be able to.
I'm trying the Y adapter, motherfuckers. Okay.
This is an exciting episode.
Okay, talk.
No, can you hear us?
Now I can't hear fuck all.
Oh no.
It's not working at all now with this Y adapter.
Can you hear us? No, now we can't even hear you now.
You can't hear your
Oh,
default.
now I can hear you.
How's it sound?
You sound the same.
Fucking motherfucker. Fucking fucking shit. Y adapter bull fucking crap. I understand why the fuck you need a
There,
fucking
you sound good.
Hey,
Hey, whatever you did there.
really?
Yeah, you're good
No.
now.
Fucking sick. Stupid fucking Y adapter.
What did you do?
Write it
I
down.
just fucking plugged it back in. Maybe this computer is such a piece of garbage.
Yeah, it's the computer. We need
The
to get you a new
computer is.
computer.
I have another computer, but then the sound on it works, but then the fucking webcam broke. I guess because it's the one I drive around with. I guess it fell or something, or I threw something on it, or
Wow.
so. This guy that works for us, his car wouldn't start on Friday when they got home from the job site. So Ricky, the foreman, called me and said, "Hey, is it okay if he takes the truck home because he has no way home?" And I said, "Sure, whatever. Like he's insured. Like fine, whatever. Tell him to take one of the pickups." So he takes one of the pickups home. I wasn't in the yard on Saturday because Paisley had 2 soccer games. On Sunday, I come into the yard and the back of this car is fucking destroyed, like bashed and fucking. It looks like someone reversed a bin over it and the frame rails crushed the fucking trunk. And I'm like looking at it going, I don't remember it looking like that before. And I'm probably responsible for this somehow. This is somehow my fucking fault, whatever happened here. Fuck. So then I thought, you know what? I'm just going to leave this alone because maybe this was like this. I'm not launching a big investigation into this shit. I'm just going to leave it alone and go home. So I left it alone, went home. I come in on Monday. Ross is there. I'm like, "Hey, man, like, did someone reverse into your car or something?" He goes, "No, I beat the shit out of it with a fucking baseball bat because it wouldn't start." I said, "This guy's a motherfucking landscaper if there ever was one." My car won't start, so I'm gonna beat it with a fucking bat in the yard. I'm gonna go crazy on it.
That's awesome.
Nice.
I was upset. I felt bad for him because I don't want anyone's car not to start and then cause impending violence. But on the flip side, I felt like him beating his car with a bat was in no way my responsibility or fault. So that was a huge positive. Because normally whenever anything happens in the yard, somehow I end up paying for it.
Yeah, not your fault that time.
Okay, so we have this. We have a client who called and they wanted their pavers cleaned and sealed. It was a commercial client for a restaurant area. We didn't lay the pavers in that area. We laid the pavers in some other areas on this job, but not that area. They said, "We need it cleaned and sealed." This was months ago. We said, "We don't do that. We have no interest in it. I don't want anything to do with it." Like, what? Well, they said, "Well, what should we buy?" So I hooked them up with Greg from Dyna. And
Oh yeah, we saw him at H&A.
We saw him. Oh, you saw Greg at H&A? Yeah. So I hooked him up with Greg from Dyna, and I said, "This guy knows cleaning, sealing." So they bought a bunch of Greg's products and then concluded that they still don't want to put them in. So they called us and said, "We need you guys to put this stuff in." I said, "I'm no interest in this. I don't want to do this. This is not something that we provide as a service. We don't want to do it." And a couple of weeks went by and they said, "We really need you to do this for us." So I talked to Jack. I said, "All right, well, send them a quote and tell them in the quote, we don't guarantee any results. If you don't like what happens here, if we destroy all your pavers, whatever goes on, we are not responsible." Because in the quote, it says, "We don't want to do this shit. We have no interest in it, but
we guarantee no results. This is the price. And then Jack put a, what I would say, outrageous price, considering they're supplying all the materials to do this work. They said, go ahead. But then there was a caveat, because part of the pavers needed to be lifted and relayed by the original installer. So I had to wait till that happened. Well, these people obviously didn't want to do that work, and they're totally fucking useless at it. So they delayed it. They finally did it the last week of October. Well, we're too busy to deal with this cleaning and sealing issue. I don't want anything to do with it to begin with. It's garbage work that I want nothing to do with, that I don't know anything. It's not garbage work. It's just garbage work to me because I don't know anything about it. And I don't want to do it. And I have no interest. So they say, okay, the guy who lifted and relayed the pavers, it's time for you to do this work. So I called a subcontractor that we have and said, hey, do you want to do this work? Because we have a lot of money in it. So they said, yeah, we'll do it for this much. I said, great. So he sent one of his team members up there, and she cleaned it. And when she cleaned it, she noticed how shit the fucking pavers were. The ones that got lifted and relayed were still shit. Some of them are out 5 to 10 mil from paver to paver. They're still garbage. They still look like crap. So instead of just doing what they were supposed to do and clean it and then go back the next day and seal it, they went and got the people and said, hey, this is shit. I probably shouldn't seal this. And so they said, you know what? You're right. It is shit. We're going to call back the installer and have them do it a third time. Then the subcontractor's like, hey, I need to invoice you for the cleaning part of this. Like, I can't get paid till the work is done. You're the people that delayed the fucking work. Not me.
Right.
I didn't go there and say, listen, I can't complete my work because this other work is dog shit. I don't care about the dog shit work. I don't care about any of it. But now I'm getting an invoice from the subcontractor for the work that they completed, which is fair. They went and completed the work, but also convinced them not to do the rest of the work.
Oh man.
So then
why is the sub expecting partial payment for incomplete work? If the job's not done, they want partial payment? Is what you're saying?
Well, they're saying that section of so they're saying, and I agree actually, half the work is done. So we should get half the money. Because we're not in control of when we can do the other half of the work, because now they're insisting that these people lift and relay these pavers a third time. But I'm on the phone going, yo, bro, it's fucking November. How many days do you think it's going to be warm enough to seal these godforsaken pavers? The window is closing. Like, it was warm enough today, but these people that were supposed to lift and relay the pavers, it took them 6 months to come back and lift and relay them and fuck them up. So they fucked them up the first time, waited 6 months, fucked them up a second time. Then we did a cleaning. 6 months from now, when they come back to lay them again, we're going to have to probably clean the pavers again, because I don't think they're still going to be fucking clean. And then we'll have to go back another day to seal them because you need to let them dry. Like, I didn't create any of this problem. I didn't call up these people and say, hey, this work is dog shit. We shouldn't seal them. I would look at the situation and be like, I don't really care. I was instructed by them to, and maybe that makes me a bad person. Am I a bad person because my take on the situation is when someone instructs me to do something, I just do it? I don't give a shit if the pavers look like crap there. I didn't lay them. I didn't relay them to make them look even worse than they did the first time. I don't want to be there cleaning. I don't want to be there sealing. I don't want any part of any of it. And now I'm stuck with a bill from the subcontractor who's saying, you're a bad guy because you're not paying my bill. Well, you're the fucking idiot who convinced these people not to finish fucking job. It wasn't even him personally, but I also understand from his perspective, he sent the truck there, sent an employee there, fucking cleaned it, did his half of the job and wants to get paid. I think that's totally fair. So then Jack sends an email to these people saying, hey, we're going to invoice you for half. They send back a 300-word email all about what went on with these fucking pavers being all fucked up with the other subcontractor and never mention us getting paid for the work we did. All of this is happening and it's over $1,200. Like, I don't have time for this shit.
Can you quickly send out a crew of your guys to fix these pavers?
I don't have any.
$1,200.
No, I'm not.
And just pay the guys. Say, hey guys, you can have $1,200 to go and do this job. If it takes,
I'm not lifting and relaying any pavers. Fuck that shit. This has nothing to do. I'm a cleaning and sealing guy now.
For the interest of expediting the process, because
paver, or what the fuck do we call him?
Interlock Ian.
Interlock Ian must be so fucking proud of me for finally starting up my paving and sealing fucking division. Or sealing and cleaning division. Fuck. So I get what you're saying. You're saying I should just eat.
No, don't eat it. The money that was allotted to pay these guys to fix the pavers.
There was no money allotted to pay the guys to fix the pavers. It was a deficiency.
Okay.
So a contractor did this work, fucked it up. Now we did some other pavers on this job, but we did the roadway out front. We had nothing to do with these pavers. We were planting and doing other shit that whatever. Anyways.
And I'm assuming it's too late for the holdback. He's already got their holdback or whatever.
I don't know. I don't care. I don't know that much about this situation, to be honest. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, I know this much. I'm not responsible for the pavers and how fucked up they are in this area. I'm too busy being responsible for the invasive species in the pond. So I don't fucking know anything about this. I know that they needed to be cleaned and sealed. I repetitively said I wanted nothing to do with it. These people are really nice people. They were really good to us when we were there. I think they're running a great organization. They care a lot. So I said, fine, fuck it. We'll clean this and seal this, even though it is against everything that I stand for. Cleaning and sealing pavers is not a game that I want to be a part of. It is against everything that I stand for in the paver business. Like, if it's your job and you love it, I think that's fucking great. But I want to do that about as much as I want to spread rubber and glue on the fucking ground around a swimming pool, okay? Like, and call it Rubric or whatever the fuck that shit is. Like, I don't want to do any of this fucking stuff. It's not what I do for a fucking living. I don't spread rubber. I don't spray sealant. I don't clean pavers. I don't do any of this shit. So I don't really know maybe the holdback is available. I don't have any fucking clue because none of this has all to do with me. All I know is I'm going to get a bill that I have no money to pay because fucking people can't lay pavers properly.
You're invested now.
I know. And maybe your point that we should go and lift and relay, like if we have enough money in it to clean and seal the pavement. I think. Because again, I don't even fucking know. Because I don't do this for a living. Maybe we undercharged for this shit. Very possible.
Yeah.
Because I don't do it, so I don't like. It would have been simple to go there, clean the pavers, and go back the next day and seal them, and not point out the 70 things that are wrong with them to the client. That would have been simple and easy. This is one of those like fucked up situations that I get myself in.
Can you not just seal the pavers and then have them sealed and put back in? Like,
no, because the subcontractor's employee told them if you seal them, you can never lift and relay them.
Where the fuck did he get that idea from?
It's not a guy, it's a woman. Anyways.
Whatever. It doesn't matter if it's a guy or a woman. That's completely.
I just don't want. I want to keep that part of the story straight. I'm just saying.
I have lifted.
Me too. I'm not saying it's good information. It's just the information that was given. It's fucked up, man. I'm getting fucked here. I don't even want to do this shit.
You just tell the client, yo, that guy's a fucking idiot. Don't listen to him.
Because I sent them there.
You didn't send the employee there.
I sent this subcontractor.
And then the subcontractor sent the idiot there, and the idiot opened his mouth and said, "Oh,
again, it's not a guy, but whatever."
I never said it was a guy.
You just said the idiot opened his mouth.
Oh, sorry.
I don't care. I'm just pointing it out.
Whatever.
She's actually a really good person who does a great job and works really hard, and I really like her. I think she was trying to help. She didn't understand. I think one of the differences between owning the business and working at the business is having a understanding of the repercussions every time you open your mouth.
I've had guys upsell on jobs that I wasn't looking for an upsell for because we don't have time to add more shit because we have a schedule.
Yeah.
You really do. I thought it would be good to do this. What the fuck? We have other places to be.
I don't want to do this shit.
We don't have time to put in a new set of steps here where the wooden steps are rotting. I was just going to lay fucking interlock up to them. You know?
I don't have time for these stairs.
$7,000 addition that we didn't have time to do. And you have to bring in another machine to do it. You know?
And you didn't charge enough when you told them about it.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
I'm saying, I think that's one of the major differences between owning a business and working at a business is having some grasp of the repercussions of opening your mouth. There's a lot of times as the owner of the business, I look at a situation and something starts to come out of my mouth, and then I'm like, I'm just going to shut up. This is stupid.
Yeah.
I don't fucking care.
I've learned to do that. Yeah. Like I used to always want to give the best information and the best ideas and everything. And now I said, no, I've given them enough. They have enough to proceed the way I want things to proceed. And that's what I need to do to get this job done.
I have absolutely put my foot up and caused to go down some rabbit hole because I said something stupid so many times. I try to say as little as possible.
Yeah. Yep.
If I had been sent there to clean the pavers, no one would have even known I was there. I would have done it and left immediately, as quick as possible with as little human contact as I could.
Yeah.
Then I would have come back the next day and totally fucked up the ceiling as well as the cleaning because I don't know how to do any of it. And I don't like reading instructions on the bottle.
I don't like using those pump-up sprayers is my problem.
And none of this, all of this that's happening comes because the woman who is there is passionate and wants to do a great job for everybody and wants to do really good work. That's why this happened. Because she cares a lot and she wants to do great work. So that's the whole reason this happened, which I can accept because as frustrating as the current situation is, it's less frustrating than someone who doesn't give a shit and fucks everything up. If I have a choice between a passionate person who wants to do a good job and unintentionally causes me a headache, or a unpassionate person that's asking for early layoff and fucks up my whole life because they're lazy and stupid, I would always take the passionate person who's potentially a little bit overzealous.
Yeah, I get it. I would spin the problem on the subcontractor, though. I said, your employee opened their mouth. Now you're going to wait to get paid.
I know, but these people need their, I agree with you on that sense too. And I did have that conversation and say, listen, man, I didn't create this fucking problem.
Yeah.
Like I inherited the problem. So I talked to Jack about it today and said, listen, Jack, Kelly's sending these people a fucking invoice.
Yeah. I don't have a lot of sympathy for people waiting on money because I am waiting for so much money that it's unreal.
Yeah.
Like, you think you're worried about your $2,000 ceiling job? I have $700,000 not coming my way right now.
Yeah, Kelly and I did quick math on it. We're at about 650 grand without the spa.
Yeah.
Without the money from the spa and without the money from the art gallery, we're at about 650,000 right now. If you include that money, we're about 850,000, I guess. 900,000 we're out right now. If you include that money.
Wow.
Which you can look at two ways. Like I would be more concerned if no one owed me any money right now.
Caveat to that. And you also had no money in your bank account. I'd be stoked if nobody owed me any money, but my bank account was stacked with $900,000.
I would still be, even if I had 900 grand in the bank, I'd still be upset if no one owed us any money because that means we're not doing any work, and that means that We don't have any. At some point, that money will run out, and there'll be a gap.
For me, that's what January, February, March looks like. No one owes us any money other than the holdbacks, which stay $300,000 deep all year long.
Yeah.
Right. And then money doesn't start coming in again until May, June.
Well, even then, you start working in May and June, and the money doesn't come in till July and August.
Yeah. And you've paid $100,000 worth of safeties and startup costs.
I'm happy that we have the snow thing, moving the snow. Like, I know it didn't pan out for us last year because it didn't snow, but I'm happy that we have the moving of the snow thing, because if it snows, it provides enough money to cover our overhead, and it's a good gig. We also float equipment all winter. Like last winter, we floated a lot of equipment. Darian was out floating equipment all winter. So, we have that going for us too. So, I mean, I think that our income level for the winter has a drastic drop, but it's not, if it snows a little bit and we have a bit of luck with some other stuff, it's not terrible. Like, we're not at zero every month. If it snows a lot, we can have some really good months. Really good. If it snows enough to start hauling snow off site, off places, that's when we can have some big months for us. March is usually our most down month because it's like half loads and it's muddy, but even then we usually fumble our way through. So, and we have like 3 big walls to build that we were supposed to build this year that there's some kind of permit issue, and now they're saying they're going to go in the spring. So I'm going to push for a early March start, like maybe second week of March, even if we got to dig the frost out of the ground. As long as it's like -2, +1 kind of temperatures in March, I'm gonna just dig the fucking frost out of the ground, eat it, and then build the walls.
Get that backfill in ahead of time. Truck it in before half loads come on. Just let it sit on site.
These are like in the middle of a city, so I don't think there would be.
Oh, yeah, never mind.
Yeah, it's like, but you're right. If it was, I would truck in all the backfill for sure, because that's a good idea, just to have it on site.
Yeah,
that's another thing that happens to us in February. The last 2 weeks of February, sometimes we get swamped with people filling up sites before half loads. So the trucks will get insanely busy for a couple weeks too. That also happens to us.
That's truck burying season, February. Put the material over here. It's soft. No, it's hard. The truck gets fucking buried.
Yeah, February, March, truck burying season.
Yeah.
I used to be like insanely nervous about the winter, but now I'm not. Mike,
Yeah,
on the software front, LMN got sold.
I heard.
How do you feel about it? Sold to some kind of conglomerate fund that usually dismantles things and resells them.
Red Lobster.
Yeah, it's like a Red Lobster thing. Whatever those are. It's
bought LMN.
Yeah, hedge fund. Some hedge fund bought it, and then they're probably going to dismantle it and fucking sell it off. It's great for Mike.
Well, we'll see. I haven't looked into who bought them, but my first guess is usually some sort of payment processor, because they hop on those CRMs.
It's a hedge fund.
Oh, it's a hedge fund
or whatever it is. It's one of those like
venture capital fund.
Yeah, venture capitalist fund or something. Those people that buy companies and then take them apart and sell off the pieces because they're more valuable in pieces than they are together.
Well, Element also merged with some sort of arborist
company.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting what happens and to see what people do.
Yeah. Well, if someone's going to treat you right, it's definitely a hedge fund. They are infamous for how well they treat people.
Yeah.
Any kind of investment fund or hedge fund or whatever these things are called. Like, at Red Lobster, they bought Red Lobster, sold off all the properties, then then bought a shrimp company that was really profitable and introduced endless shrimp and forced Red Lobster to buy the shrimp for their endless shrimp thing from this shrimp company at inflated rates till they bankrupted Red Lobster. But the shrimp company is fucking doing great.
What's the landscape equivalent to that story that we can draw with what might happen with NML?
NML? I don't know. I know that my influencer, well, not influencer, what was I supposed to be? Brand ambassador? I don't know, something. That deal went out the fucking window.
You think so? You should reach out to them now.
Hedge funds don't pay for that shit.
No?
No.
Does that mean a bunch of those brand ambassadors are going to get dropped soon?
Maybe. I don't know. Hedge funds are maybe. Well, I guess if they're going to subdivide up the company and sell it off, who knows what they're going to do?
I guess it's a very good time that HTHHQ is looking for brand ambassadors.
It's a great time for you to be looking for brand. I don't know. I think that part of the appeal of any of those software companies I guess I shouldn't be someone who talks about the appeal of it because I don't know that I'm qualified for that. But I feel like knowing that it's owned by some autonomous hedge fund that's probably owned by BlackRock or whatever these fucking companies are in the States, I feel like that would make me as a small company, like a small business, which essentially almost every business that's on those things is a small business, right? That would make me feel like I don't want to participate with that company personally, on a personal level. I don't like the idea of big business.
You don't like your man Elon?
But he's not my man. He's our man.
Amen. Yeah.
It's not that I don't like him. It's that I don't drive a Tesla.
Not me either.
Well, I'm saying I like that our business is essentially involved with other small businesses. Our business doesn't regularly cross paths with billion-dollar hedge funds. You could make an argument that there's a polysand company whose quality drastically fell off when they were acquired by some investment fund and not owned by one person anymore or by a family. Because all these things do is try to grind every inch of profit out of everything. And generally,
Aspire is, sorry, I'm just going through what this management company, what their portfolio is, and Aspire is one of them.
What's that?
That's another big but is it the same Aspire? So they do own some other transactional companies. Maybe it's not the right Aspire, but Aspire is like another LMN basically. Pretty big one.
Maybe they're going to merge them.
Yeah, I'm just going through all these different
maybe this is the end.
Definitely like lots of billing platforms, lots of cloud companies. So it makes, yeah, they're all going to intermingle, and my guess is we'll see an LMN price increase next year. There's a loan company, credit company.
That's what you need, a loan company to be affiliated with.
Yeah.
HQ.
Last week I had my pressure washer stolen out of my back of my truck.
Oh no.
Where were you?
I think it must have been parked at home that I got stolen. Now, the other thing with that is there was two things that they could have stolen. Pressure washer and the Geo Ripper. They chose the pressure washer.
Probably a smart choice. They didn't have any screws for the Geo Ripper. Those
Yeah.
probably looked at it and said, "We don't have enough bolts in our pockets to steal that thing."
They probably listened to this podcast and heard us talk about how much the Geo Ripper.
So, isn't it in an underground parking?
Yeah, it is.
So your truck was parked in underground parking, and someone stole your pressure washer?
Yeah, they still get in, and our security sucks.
Well, I mean, it's good to know that your pressure washer got hawked for crack.
Yeah, I guess there's a silver lining to this.
Every day,
That it is.
every day a crackhead wakes up without crack and finds a way to get that shit done.
Yeah.
You helped them that day.
I also had a couple of run-ins with the neighbor today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he came back from his cottage, and the first thing was on Halloween, a big branch fell off his tree, on his boulevard, and I wasn't there. My employee was there when it fell, and I pulled it off and put it on his yard. And he came back today and he said, "Oh, the dump truck knocked over the branch on the trees." And I said, "What? No, my employee said it just fell." I was waiting for him to tell me to like dispose of it for him, um he says, "Yeah, the dump truck did it." And I was like, "What dump truck?" And then my supplier who dropped off gravel, he has it on his security camera. He showed me, dumped off gravel, kept the bin up, pulled forward, and just dragged a whole bunch of the tree with it. And like three big branches fell on the ground. The truck driver got out, put him in the truck, drove away. But I guess one was still damaged, and later that day fell. And I was totally oblivious to this, and nobody told me. So I was like, "No, I think it just fell by itself, man." He's like, "No, I've got footage." I'm ready to tell this guy, like, if he tells me to get rid of this thing for him, I'm going to be like, "Man, that'll affect the drainage of your yard. I can't do that."
So what did you do? Call your supplier and say, "Hey, your truck tore down this branch"?
I haven't talked to them yet. I just found out.
What kind of reciprocity does this guy want for?
He doesn't seem like he wants much, but I wouldn't be surprised if something comes down the line here.
But it's not even your fault.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna, I guess, talk to my supplier.
He's the one that ordered the truck.
Yeah.
But he's not responsible for driving the truck. If the truck hits a kid on the way to site, it's not Mike's fault.
No, but if Mike hadn't brought that truck to that house, that tree would still be alive. He's basically Andy Mulder.
No, Mike is not responsible for
that. He said I could post this online and get some hate towards this company. I said, "Don't do that. I'll talk to them. We'll take care of it."
He said he was gonna post it online to get some hate.
Yeah, he's like, "I could hurt this company a bit." I said, "Don't do it. I'll talk to them and we'll take care of this."
Do you think that anyone realistically gives a shit that a dump truck hit a tree?
I have no idea.
I see you and I would have been like, "Yeah, post it, man. I want to see what happens."
Yeah, I would have been like, "Go ahead, go fucking nuts."
No one fucking cares about this, you stupid fucking moron.
For sure.
Yeah.
We had Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Chad.
We had a lady, she came to the job site this morning screaming at one of the workers that the fence that's dividing the road from where we're working and the traffic fell on her car and broke the mirror and caused $10,000 worth of damage to the car. And there was the fence was laying in the road, and she said the wind blew it over into her car. And it's like construction fence, right? It's not like flimsy little fucking fence. And there's no record of what happened to this thing. It happened at night, and no one can prove that the fence blew into her car. I think she fucking ran into the fence.
Mm.
And she's blamed. Like, how do you knock down 20 panels of fence from the wind when the wind is going the same direction that the fence is set up? It's not like a crosswind blew the fucking construction fence over.
She probably drove into it.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Do you guys have pylons up?
no, well, there's barrels and the barrels lead to the fence, right? And then the fence is a run of 400 feet or whatever it is. Then it goes back to barrels where the traffic opens back up. There's a traffic plan and everything. It's not on us, it's on the GC, whatever. But this lady's coming at them for 10 grand to fix her car. Whenever she thinks the fence blew into it. Like, yeah. It's like, the person behind me is a witness, and I don't know.
Witness.
Yeah. Like,
I would have said to her, eyewitness testimony is unreliable.
I need
Do you have any, do you have any footage?
Yeah, there's no footage. Unless the retirement home across the street has cameras.
Have you ever been a job that has a rubric to award the work?
Considering I don't know what a rubric is, probably not.
So Jack explained this to me for the record.
So you didn't know either.
I didn't figure this out on my own. No. Jack said to me,
oh, it's like a structure, a pricing structure.
We're bidding this thing and it's got a rubric to award the job. I said, okay, great. Is it like a cube? And we're gonna see
Rubik's cube.
We all gonna sit down and rubric cube to see who wins the job. Like, I don't know, whatever. Anyways, it's that terrible job that I posted where there was like 10,000 people showed up, and I thought Jack had forgotten about it. To be honest, all of a sudden he's like, I gotta close this thing. I'm like, okay, so this is how the rubric works. You have 90 points. 40 of those points are assigned to price. 50 of those points are assigned to the information. There's all these forms, and 50 of the points are assigned to the information that you provide and the thoroughness of that information. So the 40 points, for every $1,000 that you are higher than the lowest bid, you lose 1 point off your 40 points of your rubric on the pricing side. So if someone is 190 grand and I'm 200 grand, I have a 30-point rubric on my price. Now you go to the 50-point rubric, and it's all about all of the 50 points in that part of the rubric are like questions they ask you. What's your percentage of Aboriginal staff? What's your percentage of female staff? They actually, part of the rubric for the 50 points is supply a resume for everybody that works at your company.
What the fuck?
A full resume. I'm like, this is next level insanity to get a job.
I just said, my staff is completely retards. They all have fucking grade 9 education.
Yeah, but well, I guess you could put that in and see how you would score in the rubric.
Does that score well, right?
I don't know.
You're dumb as shit. So, and not my guys, by the way.
They want a resume. They want a broken out resume of where they went to high school, where they went to public school, where they took post-secondary education. They want a full resume in the rubric.
What kind of liberal fucking bullshit is this?
I have no idea. It's craziness.
This is unreal. What happened to low bid wins the job?
So, well, really, it gives you an opportunity to not be low bid and still win the job.
Because you have Aboriginals and women and handicap on your staff?
I don't know all the rubric questions. Next time you're talking to Jack, you could ask him about the rubric.
Do you want to win? Do you want to win a job with minorities, or do you want to win a job based on your skills?
You're not winning jobs based on your skills. You're winning jobs on making a mistake and having the lowest price. The rubric actually allows you to win jobs on your skill.
No,
because you get to put it on the resume
and
no. They're asking for your resume. They're asking for your resume. You want to win jobs purely on your inability to price things properly. Because that's the only way you are low bid. We both know that. as soon as you're low bid, the first thing you do is look at the job and say, what did I fucking miss here?
Not just me, everybody.
Every
right?
Oh no, me too.
Yeah.
Me, you, everybody. I'm not saying that's
So it's phone
let's
call,
say-
Jack. What did you fuck up on this one?
what did we fuck up here, Jack? Or
Yeah.
you go, obviously no one else bid this job. Like, so I'm saying the rubric gives you an opportunity to brag about your skill set and how your skill set is better, even though your price is higher.
Nobody wants to hear it. I've tried that fucking song and dance for years. With
No,
this.
but this is set up. It's the only way to get the job. Jack loved the rubric. He thought it was great. He's like, I'm in my glory with this rubric. I was like, I'm not. Also, Kelly was not.
Yeah. All
This-
these old school construction guys aren't going to have it.
I
Let's
knew.
on to the next one. Where's
I
the
knew-
local job?